My lords, ladies and gentlemen, it is my most sorrowful duty to announce to you the death of my beloved mother, the Queen. I know how deeply you, the entire nation, and I think I may say the whole world, sympathize with me in the irreparable loss we've all suffered. It is the greatest consolation to me to know of the sympathy expressed by so many to my sister and brothers, and that such overwhelming affection and support should be extended to our whole family in our loss. To all of us as a family, as to this kingdom and the wider family of nations of which it is a part, my mother gave an example of lifelong love and of selfless service. My mother's reign was unequaled in its duration, its dedication, and its devotion. Even as we grieve, we give thanks for this most faithful life. I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty which have now passed to me. In taking up these responsibilities, I shall strive to follow the inspiring example I have been set in upholding constitutional government and to seek the peace, harmony, and prosperity of the peoples of these islands and of the Commonwealth realms and territories throughout the world. In this purpose, I know that I shall be upheld by the affection and loyalty of the peoples whose sovereign I have been called upon to be, and that in the discharge of these duties, I will be guided by the counsel of their elected parliaments. In all this, I am profoundly encouraged by the constant support of my beloved wife. I take this opportunity to confirm my willingness and intention to continue the tradition of surrendering the hereditary revenues, including the Crown Estate, to my government for the benefit of all, in return for the sovereign grant which supports my official duties as head of state and head of nation. And in carrying out the heavy task that has been laid upon me, and to which I now dedicate what remains to me of my life, I pray for the guidance and help of Almighty God.
I have with humble duty to crave your Majesty's permission for the publication of your gracious speech.
Approved.
Concerning the security of the Church of Scotland.
I understand that the law requires that I should, at my accession to the Crown, take and subscribe the oath relating to the security of the Church of Scotland. I am ready to do so at this first opportunity. I, Charles III, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of my other realms and territories, King, Defender of the Faith, do faithfully promise and swear that I shall inviolably maintain and preserve the settlement of the true Protestant religion as established by the laws made in Scotland in prosecution of the claim of right, and particularly by an act intituled An Act for Securing the Protestant Religion and Presbyterian Church Government, and by the acts passed in the Parliament of both kingdoms for union of the two kingdoms, together with the government, worship, discipline, rights and privileges of the Church of Scotland. So help me God.
I now invite Your Majesty to subscribe both copies of the instrument, confirming the oath has been taken. I now invite the witnesses to His Majesty's oath to sign both copies of the instrument.
All right, the king has taken oath now, and after taking oath, he signed the papers that he has, in fact, taken the oath. The witnesses are signing the papers now. Starting off with Prince William and Camilla, both of them signed that paper there. The king has said that he will be guided by the council, the Privy Council, as he takes on the responsibility of the new monarch of Great Britain. You can see the pictures from outside, which we were just, a short while back cutting to. Those were the scenes on the right hand side of your television screen, scenes from outside the Buckingham Palace. On the left hand side is what you're witnessing at St. James Palace, where this proclamation was made at sharp 2:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. This was about 10 a.m. British Standard Time that this announcement of proclamation was made, after which the Accession Council went in and escorted the king out. King Charles III then took oath, signed the papers. The witnesses have signed the papers, and after which the functions outside the Buckingham Palace as well. Now remember, the flags that were flying at half-mast because of the morning period are for a short period of time now in full mast. There you can see that picture, live visuals coming in. This will only be for a brief moment to announce that the proclamation, the official transition of power has happened now to the new monarch in Britain, after which till such time as the funeral takes place for Queen Elizabeth II, the flags will again go into half-mast. But this is a ceremony. Meanwhile, up till Sunday, we will also be seeing many further proclamations, a wave of further proclamations that will take place across the UK. The King has pledged in the first televised address yesterday after taking over the reins of Great Britain that he will follow in the footsteps of his mother.
Made public.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council for recording the oath relating to the security of the Church of Scotland, to be transmitted to the Court of Session, to be recorded in the books of Sederant, and afterwards lodged in the State Papers of Scotland and in the Council Register.
Approved.
Draft order in Council determining the form of proclamation for proclaiming Your Majesty in the realms and in the British Overseas Territories.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council authorising the Lord Chancellor to make use of the Great Seal for sealing all things whatsoever that pass the Great Seal until another Great Seal be prepared and authorised.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council authorising the Lord Privy Seal, if need be, to make use of the existing Privy Seal until another Privy Seal is prepared and authorised.
Approved.
Drafts of 3 orders in Council authorising Your Majesty's principal Secretaries of State, the Lord Chancellor of the Exchequer and the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, to use the existing seals until other seals be prepared and authorised.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council authorising Your Majesty's Secretary of State for Northern Ireland to make use of the existing Great Seal of Northern Ireland until another seal be prepared and authorised.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council authorising Your Majesty's First Minister of Scotland to make use of the Great Seal of Scotland until another Great Seal of Scotland be prepared and authorised.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council authorising Your Majesty's First Minister of Wales to make use of the existing Welsh Seal until another Welsh Seal be prepared and authorised.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council authorising the public seals authorising the respective public seals lately in use elsewhere than in the United Kingdom to be made use of until new seals be prepared and their use duly authorised.
Approved.
Draft of an order in Council confirming Your Majesty's wishes in relation to the Sovereign Grant Act 2011 to continue the tradition of surrendering the hereditary revenues, including the Crown Estate, to your government for the benefit of all, in return for the sovereign grant, which supports your official duties as head of state and head of nation.
Approved.
Drafts of 2 proclamations. 1. Appointing the day of Her late Majesty's state funeral as a bank holiday in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. 2. Appointing the day of Her late Majesty's state funeral as a bank holiday in Scotland. And of 2 orders in Council directing the Lord Chancellor to affix the Great Seal to the proclamations.
Approved.
I now invite Your Majesty to sign both proclamations.
All right, let me now go across to our guests. Nick, coming to you now, this is a very traditional ceremony that's taking place. I think the only thing missing from what perhaps it would have been many years ago, long back, that somebody would stand in the balcony and make that announcement for the people to be known, because this time it's being televised live for everybody to see that entire ceremony and proclamation, correct?
And that, Your Majesty, concludes today's
it's intriguing.
business for the
None of
Council.
us has ever seen this before. And it is quite an elaborate process. And by the way, we were talking earlier about this being the first time it's being televised. Now, I don't want to admit my age, but I can just remember the coronation of Queen Elizabeth, and that was the first time a coronation had ever been televised, and that was in black and white.
And the witnesses
so
to the oath
we've come
to
on
exit
70 years,
by
and
the
we've
picture
now got
gallery
a
and
different
the
ceremony
Hall.
being televised, and that's in full colour, and I might say very well televised, lots of cameras, and I think the people will be absolutely intrigued by what's going on here. The standout thing to me was the pledge by the new king to be advised by the Privy Council. That really goes back to what I said earlier about the monarch having no power.
I now ask Privy Councillors present to exit via the picture gallery.
Do you want me to pause, or shall
sign the proclamation, which is laid out in the lower corridor. Thank you all for attending today.